It was the remains of an ancient city, lost to the earth over 500 years ago, that researchers had been excavating. The explosion ripped through the ground, creating a massive rift in space and time, opening up into a gateway in another realm of monsters and demons. This other realm has several islands that have different leaders and denizens who populate them. A few humans are chosen to be teleported into this parallel universe to fight the demons. Then, each of these chosen ones would be paired up with a spirit guide that could help him navigate this new world, level up his skills, and assist with missions assigned. Thus, these chosen fighters would possess an aura that sets them apart from ordinary people. First, from the rift comes Jerome, a spirit guide in ball of fire form, who scans the city for some unclaimed player. Eventually, he senses a bright red light emanating from one of the windows of Lynn's apartment. Jerome slips through the window to get a view of his target. Inside is Lynn, immersed in his digital art, and he doesn't notice Jerome's presence. A huge golden portal suddenly opens, and Lynn gets sucked through to the other realm known as the Rift. He thuds onto the rocky ground with great force. His surroundings were desolation in stark contrast to the world he had known: red skies, poisonous flora. As Lynn gets up, he faces a monster with a sheep's head but with a man's body. Confident that he is a main character who doesn't die, he is ready to fight, but this is easily broken as the monster hits him, sending him flying across the screen. Fortunately, in time, a seasoned player named Hang arrives and distracts the monster. Equipped with a staff, Hang summons flaming blue dragons to attack the beast but cannot quite finish it off. Lynn panics and tries to run for his life. As he is running, Jerome sends a flame that moves beside him and changes into the legendary demon-slaying sword known as Excalibur. This draws the monster's attention to the sword. Hang further continues fighting it, but the monster turns attention to Lynn, who climbs a tree desperately to get away. By pure accident, Lynn slips and lands on the head of the monster, with Excalibur through its skull, killing the monster. This win of an uncoordinated apprentice, like Lynn, is unexpected to the community of chosen ones. Back in the actual world, Lynn woke up lying on the ground at the bus stop with a friendly dog nearing him. On top of this dog's head sat Jerome. Overjoyed, he takes Jerome back to his apartment, but his antics have everyone else believing he has gone crazy. Jerome despises being called cute and claims he is actually a sacred beast, whose job it was to strengthen each world's seals in order to keep back the demon god and all of his monsters. With that barrier having recently exploded, that left only the chosen ones to fight back against the demons. Feeling elated at the opportunity to become a hero, Lynn dreams passionately of his future life. However, his joy is short-lived as he receives a call from his boss, summoning him back to work. Just before he goes back, he signs a contract for joining the Chosen Ones, to remain anonymous and not to let any harm reach the ordinary people. Lynn continues with his duties. He begins to notice many spirit guides in the city. He assists an elderly lady to cross the street and saves a girl who turned out to be another player. He rushes to save two turtle spirit guides standing in the middle of the road, only to find them unaffected by the traffic lights. He picks up a caterpillar spirit guide and warns of poisonous gas in panic. The erratic behavior is all caught on video. He ends up being declared insane and is summoned to court. At the court, he is charged with generating mass panic and heavily fined, but he claims not to have known the rules. It is discovered by the judges that he could have been mistakenly put into the fighter's position because of a software error. Furthermore, it is discovered that his spirit guide once helped defend the interworld barriers. Amused by this, they release him without any punishment. It reaches the public what Lin's identity is as a fighter, and people are extremely incredulous that a boy who defeated a key monster could turn out to be such a troublemaker. As Lin is about to leave, flares of blue light transport him and others to the landmass of the southern continent of the ancient world. The environment was picturesque, with traditional houses and shops. Lin goes to meet other fighters, one of them is Hang. There he learns how missions have recently been very troublesome at the university. People in the crowd recognize him as Knight's Sword. That makes everyone turn their heads in his direction and compare him with Skeleton Jenny, the strongest fighter, who killed a 4-star monster and acquired the highest ranking light, gold, during the swirling prophetic Jade trial. Eager to prove himself, Lin tries the trial and ends up miserably, ramming into the Jade Stone. Instead of going away, he resorts to magic from Excalibur and creates cracks in the stone, leaving the observers in a startled state. Moved by this unique achievement of Lin's, the director puts him on the difficult task of investigating the disturbances happening at Moonshine University. Though Jerome protests that Lin should be off slaying demons rather than investigating a trash can, Lin is convinced that somehow, in this scenario, the retrieval of the missing ancient sword is key to restoring balance. It's while the thief of that sword is busy trying to repair it that the sword's magic accidentally unleashes a giant crab monster. Lin fights back against it but is quickly overpowered. Just in time, the skeleton Jenny appears and incinerates the beast with flaming hands.